My Hero Academia is back for its sixth season. Now, be truthfully honest, I'm not super excited for this season, or at least the series in general. It's kind of fell off for me at some point. I think probably during that whole fiasco of the movie versus the TV series coming out at bad times. But honestly, overall, I think I've just been kind of falling off on the franchise as a whole. But that's not to say that this stuff around the Liberation Army and this big, huge, massive war that it's sort of painting out as happening doesn't have me a little excited. Getting into the villain arc and all that kind of stuff was fascinating. Things are starting to get a little bit dark for the series, and I'm curious where it goes from there. And yes, technically the sixth season, it looks like everything is finally coming to a head. We have two fronts, one to this hospital, one to the actual secret base that they have, and we'll see. We'll see if it doesn't just turn into this thing where, you know, they take out a few people, but then, like, the rug gets pulled out from underneath them, and they actually went somewhere else. Like, the entire time, Tomura knew. He knew that they were coming, so they left the villa. At least from the hospital side, it does look like they're actually running into the doctor. Like, this is coming to a head. But yeah, decent episode overall. I think they did a really good job of just piecemealing in some updates, like getting people caught up and getting people warmed up with the story itself. It didn't feel like it was too much of a recap of what was happening. Just a very brief look at Hawks talking with Twice, getting us a little bit of a catch up on that stuff. And I honestly, like, Twice has grown on me. Twice is a good dude. Like, he just seems like a really genuinely good dude that just looks after his friends. And that's obviously what he says to Hawk when Hawk is obviously tricking him. You're a good guy. I could tell you that kind of stuff, right? It's like Twice. I'm just really curious at this point what they're going to do with Twice. Like, I think in the end, all he cares about is his friends. He doesn't care about the Liberation Army. I think everybody within his group, Tomura's group, doesn't really care about the Liberation Army. They're just using them. So I think if push comes to shove, if things go down, all they're going to care about is each other. But I think so Twice more than anybody else. I think as long as Toga's okay, Twice is okay. So as long as Toga, I kind of assume at some point, because my mind's already going into the realm of what's going to happen in the end. Obviously, the heroes are going to win. I mean, they can subvert my expectations and have all the heroes get taken out and all the villains take over the entire world. Who knows? But I have this mentality. I'm already looking at the end game and the idea that, yes, if the heroes take down the Liberation Army, I have this feeling like Toga just not caring. I don't know, I might be wrong in reading Toga, but I've always felt like Toga doesn't really care too much. So I can see her just totally running away and she's like, I don't care about this anymore. I'm out of here. Things are going to crap. She leaves and then just Twice just follows her. But again, I really do like Twice. And obviously he is like a crucial part of everything. And even Hawks is noting at this point, Twice is dangerous. Like, he has now got the confidence that he needs. He has a goal. He has a focus. He's awakened, so to speak. And so he is technically the biggest threat. We've seen a little bit of that during the entire villain arc. He just completely took over the map. Like, he was everywhere. And I think that's what Hawks obviously knows. This guy basically multiplies their number. They have all of these people within the Liberation Army. Twice is essentially this big, huge, massive addition to that army. But again, I think he's a good guy deep inside. I think the only thing that really pushes him to actually act and what happened with the villain arc, it was seeing his friends in trouble. So as long as his friends aren't in trouble, he's not a threat. But if his friends are in trouble, which now they're leading pretty much the Liberation Army, they're a threat. But yeah, this episode full of more and more Endeavor flagging. Like, every time they show Endeavor's family, it's like, okay, they're flagging him even more. I just have a feeling that he's going to be Tomura's first, like, victim. They're really hyping up Tomura. They've been hyping him up for the last 2 seasons. He is the big, no, they've been hyping him up ever since the very beginning. He is the biggest threat. He is the guy that touch, you dead. And I don't know, it just feels like they're going to have his first victim. Like, they're going to have that point in which he does possibly take somebody out and shows that he is a real threat to everybody. They obviously already see him as a threat, but something to take it and make it very grim. And I just feel like since they keep showing Endeavor's family, they keep getting into how he's being a better father. They keep pressing on that. Endeavor's got to be the first one. And guess technically Endeavor, yes, along with all the other pro heroes, is a symbol of hope. He's trying to replace All Might. And I think that's been a great story arc. Honestly, as much as I had my issues with the last few seasons, Endeavor stepping up and taking over these big, huge shoes that All Might left behind has been a really good arc. So I don't want them to squander that by taking out Endeavor. I think he's still doing that. Like, I still think they're getting into that stuff. And if they were to cut that short, yes, it will impact the overall story and the idea that they're losing once again their next beacon of hope that they were just starting to get into. But at the same time, it squanders what they've been building up, which is Endeavor's redemption arc, which I think, again, he is still technically in, and they could still technically do so much with that. I actually felt bad for the Mushroom Girl. They have like the front lines, which apparently they're insinuating that the reason why they put the students, they've actually taken the students, they're putting them in the front line, obviously. And it seems like the logic they're giving for why they put certain students in the actual front line of this push was so they can actually, people that do like wide range attacks. So they want them to be able to kind of get rid of all the weaker threats out of the picture. Like just do a wide attack just to get rid of the numbers and then focus on the difficult stuff. I felt bad because they had the Mushroom Girl there. The Mushroom Girl there is like, I don't know why I'm here. Why am I here kind of thing. And I felt bad for her, but it was still cute, giving her the little push that she needs. I will be interested to see how brutal things are going to get. Like I said, because with the villain arc, things got pretty brutal. Like things got technically dark. We've finally seen people getting taken out. But of course, the heroes aren't about taking out people. Villains are. So again, it's going to probably be based on how much one side pushes the other. I think one of the things that this story has created with the villain arc is this aspect of once the heroes start to see how dangerous and deadly the villains are, will it eventually push them to want to be deadly? Like, what will characters like Shoto and Bakugo do when they see the enemy they're fighting currently is taking out their friends, like, lethally? Will they still hold to the rules of the heroes? I think non-lethal is the rule. It's kind of a standard they've always been keeping. But yeah, this episode wrapped up with Rumi, Mirko, the number 5 rushing in to get the doctor, which I'm pretty excited about. I don't remember the last time or if we've ever actually seen her in action. Like in an actual full-on battle. So I'll be interested to see her actually in action. I've always loved her character design. She looks super awesome. So I'll be really excited to see her. Obviously, it seems like she's going up based on the preview. Soft spoilers for those who don't like the preview. It shows her going up against one of these Nomu. Doesn't look like she's doing very well in the preview. So hopefully she turns out okay. But that's definitely excited. I'm definitely looking forward to next episode. It looks like it's titled for her and everything. So it looks like it's going to be an all-out battle from her. But yeah, overall, excellent episode. Great way to get back into the series. Again, not too much recapping. Excited to see what comes up. Did like that they touched a little bit on the whole aspect of the Nomu again, and Aizawa and all them. Racer getting really angry about the whole situation with their friend. So again, more flagging of characters. But again, I never know with this writer. They've done some nasty dark stuff, just haven't really quite seen it fully. Anyways, that's my thoughts on episode 114 of My Hero Academia. I can't believe we're that far in this series, 114 episodes. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always, if you did, make sure to hit that like button down below, comment, let me know what's thought of the series. Are you still checking it out? Are you still excited? Do you echo what I said at the very beginning, or are you kind of like, no, I've always been hyped, still hyped for it. Love to hear from you guys. Additionally, if you're new to the channel, make sure that subscribe button so you get all my content. I do news, reviews, first impressions. If it's anime, it's pretty much here. Additionally, if you want to support the channel more, we have a Patreon link, a tips link, and a super thanks button down below. I greatly appreciate everybody that considers, and y'all take care.